And notice, the Bible said here, they eat and they drink, of course with their pretty women. Now, will you realize that that's all right? Eating and drinking, that's one of the natural laws of life. We have to do it. But when that's all upon your mind, the day the people just become gluttons, drunk, women, drinking in the restaurants, and you go into a place where the highballs and cocktails are served, the women outdrink the man. Jesus said, as it was in the days of Noah, they were eating and drinking and giving in marriage. In other words, they were living with the women without being married to them. Amen. And today, why, it's so instituted, they did have a Reno, that you could get married and divorced and married again all the same day. But that's way out of date now. The husbands, so-called, and wives pack different keys to their rooms in these big cities. Now, I've traveled, I'm right in the cities and know it to be true, that the husband has his dates and the wife has her dates. Oh, it's such a conglomeration of rottenness. Until it's produced a bunch of soft, lazy, no good, hell-bound generation.
These episodes has been on the earth since the days of Noah. We find out when God had Noah, the prophet of righteousness, going forth with his message. There was an episode of immorality in that day, as the Bible said, eating, drinking, marrying, giving in marriage. We find out gluttonous and immorality and so forth taking place in that day. And then the world fell apart because the people rejected the message of God for that day. Amen. Noah was a prophet, anointed of God, sent of God, with a message from God. And he gave the people a warning before the judgment come. And they sniggered and laughed and made fun of it and scoffed, and the whole world system fell apart in that day and is drowned beneath the seas. Right. Why? They rejected the message of the hour.
Now, after the same manner also, 25th verse, after the same manner also he took the cup, and when he had supped, saying, This cup is the New Testament in my blood. This do ye as oft as you drink it in remembrance of me. For as oft, remember now, for as oft as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do shew forth the Lord's death till He comes. How long? Until He comes. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and the blood of the Lord. Let me stop just a minute. The reason he said this, you notice in another verse here, another chapter, that he said, I understand when you come together, you're eating, even getting drunk at the Lord's table. They misunderstood it, you see. They just gluttoned in. See, just like people are doing today, just live any kind of life and take it. See? He said, you've got homes to eat in. See? But this is an ordinance that we should keep, see.
Now, not only that, but man, they have to set the time up so they can get out and play golf or something like that. Take a little exercise, get some of the fat off of them. What a pity. And the rest of the world starving to death. You think we're not going to receive damnation for these things? Sure we will. I've left the nations and poor little children wringing their hands in their eyes and crying their little dirty faces like that, crying for a piece of bread. In America, sometimes in the afternoon or mid-afternoon, an $8 plate and half of it raked off in a garbage can to feed you a hog. It's not right. And brother, the time's coming when God will make us pay for those things too.
Now, that's a wonderful thing, but yet in having that, many times the people stray away and they make an idol out of the very thing that God has ordained. Do you believe that? Look at the serpent, the brass serpent in the wilderness. Did you know the prophet had to tear that serpent to pieces? Why? Because the people were worshiping the serpent. And they made an idol out of it. Do you believe you can do that today? You can make an idol out of your church. You can make an idol out of your pastor.
You can make an idol out of an evangelist. And I'm afraid that that's what a whole lot of it's being done. They idolize the man.